Good evening, students. Number one, we have completed already the formation of steam at a constant pressure, and we have already learned that the formation of steam plays a very important role where the water is converted into steam when it reaches the boiling point, and at that point of stage, there are three different stages of steam developed. Already we know one is the wet steam, dry steam, and superheated steam. Now in module number 2, section 1, there is a part known as boilers. Therefore, you should be very familiar regarding what is the purpose of using these boilers. We have already spoken that the steam has to be developed, but to develop the steam, we need a closed vessel, which you can see here in the figure, a closed vessel which is completely sealed, within which water is present, and this water it is heated to reach the boiling point at a constant pressure. Once it reaches the boiling point, the steam is developed and that steam is taken away for the various applications. It may be for running the turbine blades to do the useful work and other work applications also. The very important point is we should understand that how the boilers are classified. Already in your notes, I have given you some of the things regarding how the different types of boilers are classified. Based upon some of the things, that is the first point is regarding the circulation of the water and the gases, location of the furnace, and type of circulation of the water, mounting of this boiler shell and its applications. For your syllabus, you are having two types of boilers. One is this one, the Babcock and Wilcox boiler, and the other one is the Lancashire boiler. Both this Babcock and Wilcox boiler, they are classified based upon this criteria itself regarding the location of a furnace, flow of water or the hot gases in the tubes, how the type of flow occurs, and regarding the mounting of this boiler shell, which you can see here in the figure. So I am moving the cursor also at the correspondingly. Now, the first one is regarding the name of classification as the flow of hot gases as well as water with the tubes. Here you can see the name, that is a fire tube boiler. Firetube boiler, in simple words, what it suggests is, in the sketch you can see there are tubes, these red color tubes. One side is the furnace located, and these tubes which you are seeing here, where they are placed inside the water. So there is an elliptical shaped boiler shell within which these tubes are there, and these tubes are surrounded by water on all the sides. When the fuel is combusted here in the furnace part, the hot gases what they are developed, they pass through these tubes. As the flow of hot gases takes place in these tubes, then these hot gases which are passing in the tubes, they are giving their heat to the water which is surrounded by the either sides. As a result, these hot gases, when they give away their heat to the water present or surrounding these tubes, then the water gets heated and goes for the formation of steam. In very simple words, if the hot gases are flowing inside the tubes, then we call those types of boiler as fire tube boilers. If you observe in this sketch, you can see here, this is the furnace part Then you can see this is a water tube. You can see here this blue colored structure. It is a water tube. Here you can see the water is entering from this end. It is passing into these tubes. You can see here it is there in these tubes. And this entire section of the tube section where it is placed, side of the furnace, or you can say inside the chamber itself. So here what happens, whenever the fuel is combusted here, the hot gases, they are completely developed and they are moving in this chamber, and simultaneously this water which is there, cold water, enter in these tubes and it is passing in the tube structure. You can see here it is passing the tube. Here there are hot gases. Here there are hot gases. Here also the yellow color structure. These are hot gases, which means the water flowing in the tubes, it is surrounded by the hot gases on the either sides. Now, the hot gases from the furnace, when they are passing towards the outlet, they are giving their heat to the water present in the tubes. And you can see here at some higher part, the color is different. What it means here is when the water is flowing from bottom to top, by the absorption of heat from these gases, it gets converted into steam here. You can see here. And this steam is taken away. Therefore, in the tubes where the water is flowing accordingly in the tubes for the formation of steam, we call them as water tube boilers. There are some furnaces where for the combustion or for the boilers, the furnaces, they have to be located inside the boiler shell or outside the boiler shell. If you now observe in this sketch, the Firetube boiler, you can see this is located inside the boiler shell itself. We call this as internally fired boiler. Whereas in the other sketch, this furnace where it is present, this is the boiler shell. Outside the boiler shell it is present. So you call this as externally fired boiler. Then regarding circulation, so you can see here the water just present in the tubes. Now here, once it gets heated and the steam is developed, the density of steam is less when compared to the water. That is the reason that it rises to the top and flows outwards for the turbine runnings. Therefore, if the water after the formation of steam, and that steam, if it flows naturally without any help, we call it as a natural circulation method. If we take the help of any device here, again putting one pump here at this point, and again we take that steam and push it at a faster rate, we call it as forced circulation. If the boiler shell is mounted in the horizontal axis, which you can see here, it is a horizontal boiler. If this same boiler shell, if it is mounted in the vertical axis, right? I don't have the picture here, but you can send you the examples further. If this boiler shell, it is in the vertical position, then becomes the vertical boiler. And then another one is some boilers, they are made for the stationary purpose, that is which they are used in the power plants, and some for locomotive, that is your steam power plants, that is the steam engines. On all these cases, we are classifying the boilers. Now, after the classification of this one, for your syllabus, you have two boilers. One is the Babcock and the Wilcox boiler, and that one is the Lancashire boiler. First, we will discuss today regarding the Babcock and Wilcox boiler.